my show. Happy New Year, everyone. 2023 has finally arrived. I am so happy that all of us get a fresh start. 2023 is going to be amazing. 2022 actually was also a pretty good year for us. We had a bunch of new things going on in the podcast and as well as outside of the podcast. 2022 was actually going pretty fast, and I'm pretty happy with what we have done so far in 2022. Now for 2023, I have a bunch of new surprises coming up. I'm going to be announcing a few of them in this episode, along with the top 5 episodes from 2022 that I love doing, and I'll also be answering 5 questions. So those 5 questions will mainly be about just like simple questions that people have normally asked me related to the new year. Anyways, let's get into it. So the top 5 episodes from 2022 that I love doing was the episode on oxymorons, just because oxymorons are just so important while writing that I really enjoyed making that episode. The second episode which I really loved doing was the interview with Anika just because it was a unique experience. I've never done interviews with authors who have written historical fiction, right? So it was pretty fun to learn more about that. I also enjoyed third episode which I really enjoyed was the one where I interviewed Tony Gallagher, who was the executive producer of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now again, that also, if you guys do not already know, that episode was really fun for me because again, I've never interviewed an author who was also the executive producer of a show. It was kind of fun to see the input of how screenwriting can implement in your regular writing. So it was pretty fun to do that. The 2 other episodes I really liked was the interview with Caris Avendano Cruz, just because her style of talking and everything else was pretty good and it felt very authentic, and her book was amazing. I read it a couple of times. It was great. Anyways, yeah, so that was that. The last one which I really enjoyed was the interview with Taylor, who is my young writer friend. I just love doing that because again, I just love talking to young writers and authors who are like just inspiring people, authors inspiring young writers inspiring other young writers, just like a whole chain of inspiration. So I really enjoyed doing this interview with Taylor just because she had a lot of useful input and just revealed many interesting things from the young writer perspective. I also enjoyed talking to her about Keeper of the Lost Cities and just talking about how reading and writing can influence you as a person. So those are a few of my favorite episodes. Now, for the other episodes, I love doing them as well. I just love doing these ones a bit more than others just because it was different. That's pretty much what I have for that. And then for my future interviews and episodes, I'm not going to actually reveal every one of them because I have created the new calendar for content calendar for January 2023 all the way till December 2023. So it's pretty packed right now. So anyways, I have some pretty exciting things coming up. Tomorrow I have I'm going to be uploading an interview with Sean Peters. He's the author of The Unforgettable Crisis of Logan Foster, or rather The Unforgettable Case of Logan Foster, I believe. And he's an amazing author, so I'll be interviewing him tomorrow. And for other things like we'll be doing that tomorrow, and then on 16th there will not be an interview episode, but I'll have a regular episode on the 15th. Then on the 23rd and the 22nd I have a regular episode, and then on the 23rd I have my first ever interview for the singer. Now, you guys might be wondering, why are you interviewing a singer on a writing show? Well, singers also write songs, they're songwriters, right? So there's a special singer songwriter who I'm calling upon that day to talk about her songwriting process. Now, since this is the first ever one, I'm not gonna tell you who she is right now. You'll find out on the day itself, but just keep in mind 23rd January is when that is gonna be there. So I'm gonna be interviewing her at 5 p.m. Pacific time, but it'll be uploaded everywhere by around 6:15 p.m. PST. So you be sure to check that out. I'll be sending reminders about that throughout the weeks that go by. And yeah, I have a bunch of other exciting things like the Keep Up Velocity trivia, which I did not get to do last year. So we might possibly do that. There are also a few other things that I really want to do, maybe like a few trivial games where I interview authors while doing it in a game show format, possibly. If you guys have any suggestions or any things you want me to talk about, or any authors you want me to interview, or singles you want me to interview, feel free to send me a voice message by going to anchor.fm/Anika674. On the top right corner, you'll see a voice message button, and you can click on that and send me a voice message. To do that, though, you might have to create an Anchor account, but don't worry, it will not send you spam messages, so feel free to create an account and send me a voice message giving me any suggestions you have. You can also feel free to send me a few things on what your favorite episodes were from 2022, so I can compile them and upload them to my 100th episode, which is coming up soon. So now on to my 5 questions that I got from a couple of writers and authors. Those 5 questions were: number 1 was, what did you enjoy the most in 2023? So now, in terms of my podcast, I really enjoyed, as I said earlier, I enjoyed doing these 5 episodes a lot, and it was just really interesting, because it was fully into it, and they had different perspectives, and it was just really fun, talking about everything that was there. In 2023, just my main goal is to kind of just keep on doing what I'm doing, interview more authors, try branding more and going to singers. And I'm really hoping that 2023 brings in more new episodes, more perspective, more diversity. And my second question which I've got here is, who do I want to become in 2023? So that's actually a hard question. So in 2023, I really see myself as someone who has a lot of episodes under their belt, is doing well, and has a good amount of views and listens. My goal would be to branch out more, find more diverse authors and singers, and just get everyone from every creative field who does some sort of writing in their life onto the show, even if it's just business writing, because every kind of writing at some point is useful, So some other questions I have got is, in what year did the New Year's Eve ball drop for the first time in Times Square? Now, this is a trivia question, and I think someone just got this from the website, because I have never heard this question before. So I'm gonna skip that question and go to a different one. Okay, so the other question is, name one new thing that you tried this year. Okay, one new thing I tried, well, I cannot say about this year because I'm not till Jan 1st, so I didn't really do anything this year. But in terms of 2022, one new thing I tried was, I tried writing a song. I just realized though that songwriting is actually trickier than regular writing, just because it has so many components to it. Regular writing has those kind of components as well, just that songwriting just has so many formats and structures that it kind of gets confusing. So anyways, in that sense, that's what it is. But that's pretty much it actually for that question. Now the fourth question I have is pick 3 words to describe this past year. So the past year was fun, entertaining, and it was busy. It was fun, busy, and entertaining. It's really good though. The last question I've got is the most important lesson I've learned. Now I feel like that's a very important question, and I think that's like a great way to end the questions I've got. The most important lesson I've learned is that just never give up, because giving up kind of just like spoils. Because I remember, I'm not sure whether you guys remember, but in last year's episode where I did the New Year for New Year episode, I had this episode where I told you guys that just like where I was giving up on the book. Now for 2022, it was not necessarily me giving up on the book. It was just like it's not going anywhere. But I'm happy to say that I finished my book, which I was working on just a couple of days back, and I've started the editing process. It's going super well, so hopefully you guys might hear some more good news throughout the week, maybe next week, possibly. And hopefully I might get this published with a literary agent. Let's see how that goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish you all a happy new year once again. May 2023 bring you all some new experiences and new ideas and perspectives. And yeah, I'll see you all next week with new episodes, or in our case tomorrow as well, because I am posting the interview episode as well. Anyways guys, see you soon, and keep reading, keep writing, and have a great day. Thank you very much.